Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and child, let's get into this episode now that I could actually find it. There has to be a retrograde. There's been a whole lot of retrograde-y shit going on in my world. I done crashed my car. They'll probably be calling from the shop any minute now to tell me to come get it, so I might have to tell y'all to hold on a minute when they call. I broke my damn TV. And then even once I got the TV replaced, it didn't matter because I couldn't find the damn episode. Now I'm on the internet looking for bootlegs like this is 2003 and I'm looking for the damn DVD man. Y'all already make this show hard to watch. Don't make it hard to find. Damn. I'm sorry. I don't mean to just go off out the gate like that. But it's been a rough few days, okay? It's just been a rough few days. Thank you. Now let's go ahead and get into the episode. I hope it's the right episode because I sure enough had to watch it on some bootleg site. So now before we do, y'all know the drill. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And of course, I got to shout out my supporters. On the super thanks, thank you so much to Mama Nyangi. I hope I said that right. To Carolyn Freeson, Yvette Greer, and Tanya Fuller. Thank y'all so much. On Cash App, thank you so much to Lorenzo Malone. I really appreciate y'all. And listen, I know I have been MIA in the comments, but as y'all can see, I be having a bunch of bullshit going on sometimes. So I am coming back. Just let me get my life together, okay? Thank you. So episode 4, once I found it, actually resumed in the middle of the spa night spa fight where Kiki and Tiffany are going back and forth about what kind of trash cousin Kiki is. So they're going back and forth. Tiffany is telling Kiki, no, I absolutely don't understand. Kiki is losing her and Tisha knows all the signs. So Tisha done got up. She grabbing Kiki by the face. Hey, chill out. Don't do that with her. Chill out. So since they said Tiffany is pregnant and she ain't fit to tussle with Kiki, Stormy said tag me in. Stormy said with the whole infidelity situation, you did say that you and Tisha had conversations. Tisha piped up immediately. Let me tell you what we ain't gonna do. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about the infidelity in Tisha's marriage. That's what we ain't talking about tonight. Now y'all hash some other shit out. We just finally got that whole thing quieted down. We ain't doing that. Stormy said the reason she was bringing that up and the reason it's relevant is because you have all these people already speculating this about this girl's marriage, and then here you have her cousin basically confirming and validating what everybody is already saying and believing. Tisha said, I don't give a damn why it's relevant. We ain't talking about it. Stormy said, all right, well, she'll direct the conversation to Kiki. Since Kiki is trying to put the blame on Stormy for Kiki trying to tell her cousin's business, Stormy said, if it was me and you had a problem with what I was saying, why didn't you shut that shit down right then? I mean, because as a cousin, that's what I would have done. I'd have shut it down. She said, and that was my problem with you. That's what I told Tisha. She said, I never even told Tisha what you actually said. All I told her is what you said was enough. Stormy said, in my opinion, you did say enough. And if you felt like I had said enough, you should have shut me down. You should have told me to shut the fuck up, because that's what I'd have done. That's me. So amidst all this, Mel is in the confessional talking about how this is not what she expected on a spa day. She said she don't want to stick around for any kind of negativity and she has to go. So she gathered her things and she left. So she gets dressed and she comes back in the room whispering about, I'm going to go ahead and go, but I don't think that this is what we desired for this evening to be. I mean, it's kind of a lot, and I think we should all work on moving forward in the direction that we want this to go, and it's not a lot of this. Stormy said, I think this is good. I think we're doing good. I mean, what I think is crazy is when we can't sit around and have these conversations, when we instead have to bottle everything up and throw it under the rug. She said, but I mean, this is how you move forward. Ain't nobody mad. You ain't mad. I ain't mad. You mad? Stormy said, that's how you move forward, by having proper conversations. Mel said, and if this is what you all deem as proper conversation and how you want to talk to each other, then that's your own thought. But I'm going to go ahead and go. Everybody said, okay, bye. Good night. See you later. All right, girl. Now, what y'all was saying? Now, I'm going to tell you in this instance, I do agree with Stormy that sometimes when you're having difficult conversations, when you're having passionate conversations, that sometimes tones will go up, volumes will go up, emotions will go up. I feel like sometimes we do have to have those conversations. We have to allow those emotions to breathe so that we can move past those issues. So I do agree that, sometimes it gets a little heated. Sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable even. having difficult conversations, but my issue is time and place. Y'all in these people's spa hollering like y'all at a spades table. That's my issue. Tisha said, I think it's fine because nobody's really fighting. We can talk it out and move forward. Now, meanwhile, Kiki in the corner still rocking back and forth like her medicine ain't kicked in. She just want to kick ass. She said, I think the group is leaving in a good place. I think we're good, right? Kiki said, I'm not feeling any resolve. In other words, I'm feeling the spirit of whoop ass on me. So we move on and we see Martell meeting with Maurice and Marceau at a batting practice place so that they can catch up. Well, Maurice gets there first. We don't know where the hell Marceau at. Probably somewhere he gonna lie to Tisha about being. Martell comes in his thigh-high shorts and has the nerve to complain about how cold it is outside. Maurice said, I noticed that. That's why I was wondering why you showed up in your hoochie daddy shorts. Well, that's because he got money to make. One thing he gonna always do is show him a little piece of skin, whether it's in a 2 little tub or some 2 little shorts. He gonna show his ass. So as soon as they start the scene, magically Martell's phone starts to ring. He hits the ignore button. He thought that was Sheree. Maurice says, Sheree, you hit your side button on Sheree? He said, I told her I was getting ready to come in here and kick it with my boys, I told her I was getting ready to film, so ring the phone so we would have something to talk about. Maurice said, okay, well, I was just wondering because the last time I saw you, you was playing escort, so, I was wondering what's going on with all that. Martell said, yeah, okay, well, what that got to do with Sheree, though? Maurice said, what that got everything to do with Sheree. What you mean? Martell said, what, me being a gentleman? That's the mother of my 4 kids. That I'm going to always be a gentleman. Well, wasn't that lady the mother of your 4 kids when you was dragging her all up and through the internet streets? And wasn't that lady the mother of your 4 kids when you was dragging her all up and through the courthouse? And wasn't that lady the mother of at least 3 of your kids when you was dragging her all up and through you and your side chicks pillow talk? What wasn't she the mother of your children? Then where was the chivalry? See, this is why you can save the inconsistent bullshit with me. Just miss me with the bullshit. So just as Maurice is saying, well, how are things working out with Sheree? Here come Marceau. Yes. Where was you? He running top speed, but don't stop without me. Don't stop without me. Yeah, you missing all the good gossip. Where was you? So Maurice catches Marceau up on the gossip and told him he's trying to find out what's going on in the whole cloud of Martell, Sheree, and Mel, because Martell was trying to walk Mel out of Kimmy's event, and now he's trying to walk Sheree out of his contacts on his phone. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Marceau. Marceau said, that man trying to find himself. He can find himself. You can date. You can meet people. You can do what you want to do. Live the dream, brother. Live the dream. Maurice said, what? Let me sprinkle a little scripture on these heathens for husbands. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Marceau said, we ain't trying to hear all that. Listen, go find you. Date all the women you need to find you. Martell said, no, I ain't going to do all that now. And then he's in the confessional about, I'm just trying to figure out why everybody always want to know about my dating life. This whole show has been your dating life. In 6 seasons, we ain't seen you build nothing but an outside family. You were dating the entire time you were married, mother. What are you talking about? I don't know who's writing this bullshit, but you're not going to give him and Mel the same script to read to us, and we supposed to, oh, wow, it's so interesting. So they start doing the actual batting practice, and if it hadn't been for the net, the cameraman would have had him a workman's comp claim, because Martell, with his, I'm a super athlete, about knocked the man straight in his face with a ball. Just now, at least Martell could hit the ball. Maurice and Marceau, just please sit your asses down. Martell is in the confessional saying how, football was his sport and he was a quarterback, so he can throw. And he's pretty done embarrassing these guys. So Marceau asked Martell, what else you got going on in terms of business? And he said that he has an upcoming magazine cover release for Upscale Magazine. They asked him what he's wearing. Are you wearing that damn fur again? Martell said, no, I think I'm going to leave that in Atlanta. They done dragged me about that fur. They done whooped my ass all over the internet about that damn fur. I'm going to leave that in Atlanta. So Maurice asked, is Sheree coming? And Martell said, yeah, she's coming. And I'm assuming this was just a cut in the conversation because they just will jump from one subject to the next. But out of nowhere, Martell says, over the last maybe about 2 years or so, I felt like the favor was stripped from my life. And I kind of feel like it's just now starting to come back. That's pretty deep. Maurice said, in his opinion, struggle helps to develop your character. And Martell said, yeah, that's why you don't spoil your kids. Marcel said, yeah, think about our dad. I mean, he was 27 with 8 kids to take care of. Martell said, he didn't bail on y'all? Damn. Tell us how you really feel, Martell. Is that what you be wanting to do? Run? But you can't hide? Because of these cameras? It's so wild to hear him say it like, I mean, it's an option. Like, yeah, he didn't just bail. Like, why is that an option? Maurice said, no, he was always around. And Marceau said, no, he was not only around, he was always working and trying to make things better for his children. He said, we didn't even know we were poor. He says, a matter of fact, let me correct that. We weren't poor. We just didn't have money. That's a word. Marceau said in the confessional, it looks like Martell is finally coming around from his divorce. It looks like he's coming around to be a better man, father, and possibly husband. And we cut back to Martell and they're lying, talking about how, yeah, that's why, I'm glad I got a whole bunch of kids. Maurice said, yeah, you always did say you wanted a bunch of kids. Yeah, he ain't wanted them all over the place, though. Then the sucker said, yeah, and I want more. Marceau said, well, are you and Sheree talking about that? Martell said, it's funny that you asked that because Sheree said she would be down to have some kids. Hey, Martell, you such a damn lie. So you want more kids while you're struggling to take care of the ones you got and trying to fight for custody of the ones you got and demanding child support for the ones you got. You got another baby mama over there who she be on live and don't nobody know where the baby at. He's screaming in the background and carrying on while she's screaming at random married women for having the nerve to be married to their damn husbands. And you want us to believe that you with your trail of children and Sheree with her tribe of adults is going to come together and have more, babe, please go to hell. First of all, I don't think there's a check big enough to bring Sheree out of retirement and make her say, yeah, I have your baby. I don't think there's one around. And if there were a check big enough, you sure ain't got it. So they start asking this lying mother, so she the one? She the one? Well, I don't know. How you just went from saying the woman down to have babies with you to you don't know if she the one. So you just have babies with anybody. You just plant your seed in any ground and see what sprouts out. So we move on from Martell's lies to Marceau's office where he done put Tisha out and we're meeting his new business partner. Marceau said he's really excited about the partnership. He feels like they share like ideas in terms of the vision for Sculpt, and he feels like Gino offers strengths and places that he's weak. So they start their conversation discussing how the money is going to be split on a project that they're working on. They're going to be both drawing a salary and then they're going to split the profits at the end. Now, it looks to cut to a conversation about the state of their relationship in terms of where they are as business partners. Gino is saying that, right now we're just dating. Marceau said, yeah, we forming a team. I can agree with that. Gino said, now, if you're going to treat me like you treat Tisha, I don't know about marrying you. Marceau said, well, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. You know me and Tisha dated for a month before I said, you know what? I think I want to marry you. Knew you needed her immediately, didn't you? Mm-hmm. He said, we'll be 17 years this year, so yeah. The thing is, Marceau, everybody ain't Tisha. The bullshit you've been getting away with Tisha for 17 years, that bullshit ain't gonna fly with everybody else. That dog ain't gonna hunt. And that's exactly what Gino is letting you know up front. Marceau said, we're a small company, but you come from a much bigger company and you've worked with some of the top in the world. And that's what I want to make sure that you can bring, that big business style of thinking. Gino said, well, the main thing we have to do is operate like big businesses operate, even if that means having Tisha approve expense reports. And Marceau ain't trying to hear that. Gino said somebody has to approve them. I mean, we want a system of checks and balances. Gino said, I think it's important that she knows that even though I'm coming in, she's still involved, she's still included, and she's still an asset. So Marceau starts to confide in Gino that he's torn on the issue. He said he feels like Tisha knows his deepest thoughts as a husband, but not as a business person. Well, ain't that because you ain't told her? He said, I tell her every single thing we're going after, but when the bad stuff happens, I shield her from it. I don't necessarily communicate that. He said, I don't want the worry of the household to be a burden, but sometimes when you're building a business, you have those worries, you have those concerns. Gino said, as the man, you should let her know what's going on, but then absorb it and calm the ship. Marcel had to sit up in his chair, and damn it, me too. He said, now depending on how she reacts, that's when it's up to you to reassure her, calm her, and tell her, Tisha, we're good. We got this. Child, there is hope. There is hope. Gino said, that's your teammate. You have a blessing. He said, and to be honest, I wish I had been more of a partner with my ex-wife than just put her in a box and these gender roles and tell her you do this and I do that. He said a lot of that stuff in regard to gender roles is outdated. And he said what his grandfather used to say is, I'm raising wolves, not sheep. So you have to be kind of careful with that whole protection thing, because if you overprotect, you raise sheep. He said, and you don't want sheep. You want wolves. You want people who can hunt and gather and take care of themselves. He said, you have to allow her the space to try to hold things down and make mistakes. You learn better when you make mistakes. He said, and then what if something happens to you? What if you go out and get hit by a bus? Then what? And Marcel starts to wrap his mind around the idea that this whole protection narrative he's been running is actually working against him. Gino say yes, not having her involved in our decision-making processes is probably hurting us more than it's helping us. And Marcel looks quite defeated. He just said, damn, bro, yeah, your new business partner just checkmated you into bringing your wife back to work. Now, speaking of Tisha going back to work, we see Tisha going to Kimmy's office where she's looking for a temporary space to bang on her keyboard. So Tisha shows up and Kimmy is showing her to the space that she can use temporarily, and it happens to be an entire podcast room where Maurice was running some podcast that apparently he's quit doing. Like, what in the hell does Maurice have a podcast about his 0 billable hours? Like, this was absolutely a ploy to market to us that Maurice either has, or wants to have a podcast. We ain't interested. Kimmy says since he hasn't been using the room lately, maybe Tisha can put it to use. Y'all, please find somebody else to play with. So they go sit down in a conference room to talk, and Tisha saying, yeah, we'll see if Maurice wants to move all his stuff out. Kimmy said, yeah, he'll be with it. So this ain't even in the real plans. This is just y'all playing in our face. Okay. And Kimmy moves the conversation right along to talking about when they met at the coffee shop. She tells Tisha that Tisha having the idea to put together the spa date for her was really sweet, and she's really grateful for it, and that she was really impressed that Tisha and Mel were able to talk. She said you invited her, she readily accepted. Kimmy said the whole thing was really nice, but then there was some back and forth conversation happening, and it just kind of feels like Kiki always has something to get off her chest. First, she had the moment with Tiffany, and then the thing with Stormy. And Tisha said, yeah, I had to get up when she was going back and forth with Tiffany because this lady is pregnant, and I know Kiki. I know Kiki don't give a damn. Yeah, she done cursed you and your unborn out in your damn yard after she done stole up all your shit. So I'm sure she'll whoop Tiffany's ass. Kimmy said, yeah, well, Tiffany didn't seem like she cared much either. Tisha said, well, she need to. She know like I know she need to. Tisha said, nah, I mean, yeah, it was a little bit much, but overall it ended well. And, you know, I think people agreed to disagree. And girl, if that's what you call agree to disagree, your cousin wanted to fight. Kimmy said, well, she was pleased with it. She thought it went well. And because of the way it turned out, she thought it was a stepping stone. And she felt like it was time to move forward. And there's a knock at the door. And of course, it's Mel at the door. She comes in with a picnic basket full of chicken salad and crackers. Kimmy is overjoyed. Tisha pretends to be happy to see her, and they actually hug. Oh, y'all doing real acting now. All right. Mel said that walking into this, she is hopeful and optimistic that they can have a conversation and move forward from the place that they were in just about 4 months ago when she had a dark soul. She said, I don't know if souls can change in 3 or 4 months, but you know, I'm here to participate. So Kimmy starts this little powwow by telling them she wants to thank the both of them and that she feels like the last couple of times all of them have gotten together, they've done really well. So she wanted to actually meet with them, hear from them, look them in the eye, and hear them say, we can move forward. She said, we are the core component of this collective here, and keeping us intact is imperative to helping us move forward with some of the ventures that we want to do in the community. No, what you mean is keeping us intact is imperative to keeping the show together. One thing y'all ain't doing is nothing for the community. That's what y'all ain't gonna do. Y'all ain't done it in 6, 7 seasons. Y'all ain't done it in a decade of knowing each other. What y'all ain't gonna do is nothing for the community. Well, Mel had a mouthful of food and Tisha had a mouthful of nothing to say. She just sat there looking around. Let me drink my damn water, child. Kimmy said, does anybody have, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Mel said, well, in all honesty, I feel like actions speak louder than words. I don't know what exactly Tisha was responding to, but Tisha said people communicate in a certain type of way and they may think that way is good. And so they think that's good communication to them. Mel said, well, we are demonstrating a desire to move forward versus what has been going on. I do think there has been a respect thing missing. So what I was thinking is that I would throw a tea party where we have someone come in and talk about etiquette and communication styles and respectful ways to communicate. And she asked, how do y'all think the group will receive that? Tisha said, well, I think most of us got a lot of stuff off of our chest at the spa. So hopefully they'll receive it well. Like, girl, don't nobody need your damn tea party. Kimmy said she thought it's an excellent idea. She said, I think it's a really good idea. I think we should be able to sit down and learn ways to communicate and say, hey, I'm gonna need you to bring your tone down. You're making me feel a little squirrely. I said, not squirrely. Tisha said, yeah, I think it really could be good because I think it'll really lead into us getting together to do this Black Expo that I'm planning. If take your tea party and shove it were a person, it would be Tisha. She said, I really want us to participate in this expo because, you know, I feel like we have a lot of knowledge. We have degrees. We've started businesses. We have licenses. We have a lot going on. And we have a lot of people who are looking up to us. We have our children. We have a bunch of colleges here. And I just feel like it's time for us to give back to the community. We should be able to share some of this knowledge and experience that we've acquired over the years. Tisha's in the confessional saying it's a good thing that Kimmy brought the three of them together because she, Kimmy, and Mel are the heart of this group, and it would really be a shame for them to let petty things get in the way of them being able to really do anything for their community. Well, too damn late. Do you know how long y'all been raising hell on TV in the name of a comeback group? So they wrap up this little powwow. They're leaving out, and Mel is happy to see everyone and happy to leave everyone. She's all right, good seeing you. And she's hugging Kimmy. Tisha tried to sneak off to the side. Girl, don't touch me. She reached right on over. All right, Tisha, good to see you. Tisha said, oh, I'm about to fall over. Yeah, catch a case around here. Catch a case. So then we move on to Tisha and Marcel's house. He's making his own breakfast. She can't get the computer to come on. He got an ice pack on his knee from working out. They just a damn mess. She explained to Marcel the reason she was trying to get her computer to come on is because she wanted to share with him the presentation that she was preparing for the group to present to them the idea of their business expo to get them all to participate. So Marcel used this little conversation to segue into maybe I was wrong. He said, you know, in this panel discussion, I would like for you to include a discussion about pitfalls. And Tisha said, yeah, I was already thinking about that. She said, I was actually going to ask each person to answer about something they wish they had known beforehand, before they went into business. And I'm going to ask them to share something that they were not successful in and what they learned from that. He said, okay, that's good. That's good because, you know, I was thinking about what I've learned about the importance of building a team. Tisha says, so you think it's important that in business you build a team? He said, I think it's important in life. She said, i.e. husband and wife. He said, yeah, I mean, father, son, mother, daughter, husband, wife. Yeah, just, you know, relationships. But while we talk about it, so I had a talk with Gino this week. So Marcel starts explaining that he's always regarded himself as a protector and a provider. And that initially when he was in business by himself and things would go bad, he would keep it to himself. And then once they were in business together and he would encounter problems, he took the same approach. He said, in my mind, it was a form of protection. He said, but in truth, when you really start to think about protection, protection is about the stronger protecting the weaker. And he shared that Gino shared his grandfather's idea ideology about raising wolves. He said, and when I thought about it, if I regard myself as a shepherd, then that means y'all are sheep. All Tisha want to know in the middle of this is you and Gino had this conversation? Well, damn, how dumb do you think Gino is? He said, if I'm always acting as this protector, saying, I got you, don't worry about it. He said, then I can't look to you to be strong. He said, this whole time, I thought I was doing the right thing because it's a badge of honor to say I'm a protector and provider. He said, but when you translate that to the workforce, it's really actually choking the life out of somebody. And I don't want to hold you back. That's not my intent. But I do have to realize when I'm not being a good teammate. Tisha said, gross. He said, why you say it like that? She said, I feel like this is one of those moments that people actually pray to God for, where they're like, God, please fix it, please. This moment makes me happy I didn't give up, because I wanted to give up. She said it was a really rough time, and I'm just, I'm grateful I didn't give up because it gets better. He said, oh, you like that? Yeah, you about to get some. And we move on. We move on to this comeback group meeting that ain't supposed to be a comeback group meeting that I wish they would take back to hell. So Tisha and Marcel are hosting this meeting where they're bringing the original 6 together to discuss business. So we see Maurice and Kimmy get there first because they always on time, and Marcel and Tisha are never. They are followed by Martell, who comes in looking like all show and no business. So he sits down and Kimmy said, yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm just glad everybody agreed to come. He said, everybody? She said, yeah, everybody. He got up and started moving chairs around. But let me move this chair over here. Wait a minute. Are you not wanting to sit by the same lady who you were just begging to walk to her car 2-3 episodes ago? What? He said, we got a lot going on right now. Ain't no need for us to sit beside each other. I can't keep up with these fools. I mean, it's up and down too fast for me. Just then, Mel saunters in a full sequin ensemble. I said, just what in the Harlem Nights is going on here? Mel sits down directly across from Martell, and Martell said he's going to keep it cordial. He said, though he and Mel have their difficulties and their battles that they're having with the courts and personally, he's going to try to keep it professional, child. So Tisha and Marcel finally arrive, and they come with a full bottle of wine and half a damn business plan. So Tisha is trying to get them all enthused and excited about the meeting, and she sees Mel in the corner. She said, oh, you look good. Where you going? You got a date after this? What you got going on after this? Mel said, oh, it's just called happy, honey. No, what it's called is her and her ex are doing battle, and she had to show up in the most stunting on a mother dress she got. Tisha said in the confessional that word on the street and on social media is that Mel got a new boo. Marcel said, oh, that must be why there's so much tension in the room. Tisha said, no, Martell just wants some attention because Mel looking good. Let that be a warning to you. So Tisha finally gets her computer up and running, gets her presentation started, and she presents it to the group. And she's asking them for their participation in a panel or a presentation about their business. Now, I don't know if anybody asked, but Marcel got it out the way. He said, now, we ain't gonna call this a comeback. Because with our comeback groups, most of the meetings were brainstorming, and it was more storming than brain. This is the comeback group repackaged and wrapped in Tisha and Marcel wrapping paper. They finish their presentation, and Martell starts clapping like a seal about, I think we should toast. Tisha said, yeah, we should once we get everybody's agreement. Well, good luck, because they got questions. So Tisha starts by asking them, what do y'all think about the name of the event? Do y'all like Black Business Expo? Kimmy said, well, that's going to depend on the nature of the actual event. Is this y'all's event that we're just being asked to participate in? Tisha said, well, the vision came to me and I wanted to present it to you all. And in the confessional, Kimmy said, Tisha's talking about her vision, but all I can hear is Tisha and Marcel repackaging and repurposing the comeback group and trying to sell it back to us, the original comeback group. And I think you're right. Kimmy said, is it a group event? Because this looks like it's y'all's event. Tisha said, well, I would love for it to be something that we all work on together. I just wanted to kickstart it. Tisha said, who knows? I mean, it might grow and it might become something that we can take to other states. We could actually enlist other speakers. It might not always be us as the speakers, but the idea came to me. And, I know that sometimes in this group, we will talk about things, but we don't always execute. And so that was my thing. Bring it to the group, discuss it, and execute. Mel said, well, I think it's amazing. I think it's a great idea. I love the name. I think y'all should keep that. But what's y'all's budget for your speakers? Tisha said, what do you mean? Mel said, the pay, the fee, the money, Tisha said, oh, you mean like paying y'all to speak? Tisha said, well, I wanted this to be an event held in North Huntsville. I wasn't going to charge people to come to it, so I really wasn't planning on paying us anything. She said, I mean, unless y'all wanted to be paid a fee, then I mean, we could talk about that, but then that's going to change the dynamics, because if I have to pay y'all, then I have to charge people, and that wasn't the original plan. Meanwhile, Martell is off to the side whispering to Maurice, but ask her what's her fee. Mel said, don't ask me what's my fee. That's not your business. But I will make sure that either I or my management will send a private email with that information, okay? Martell sitting over there looking dumb. Yeah, ask the court. So Kimmy asked, well, what was the marketing objective? How were you planning on marketing this thing? Was it just social media? Marcel said, we were planning on using our platforms from both a personal and professional standpoint, and we were kind of hoping that you all would do the same. Mel said, well, how much do y'all pay per post? Tisha said, we ain't paying per post. That's where the bullshit stops. This is where Tisha's professionalism ran out. We ain't playing with you. She said, you know what, Mel? We might not be able to afford you, girl. You might be too high for us, all right? All right. Take your damn fee and flee. Tisha said, I'm not trying to pay an arm and a leg. Mel said, well, that's why you have sponsorship. Tisha said, yeah, we could raise the money, but I ain't going through all that. In the confessional, Mel says she's pretty sure that Marcel and Tisha have good intentions with this Blaque Expo, but just because she and Tisha are being cordial again does not mean that she's going to work for free, especially not for y'all's benefit. Kimmy said, well, before Mel brought up sponsorship, what was the plan on sponsoring this? Marcel said, well, Blaque was going to be the title sponsor, so we were prepared to do most of the heavy lifting in terms of sponsorship and finances. Marcel said we weren't going to charge or pay. What in the colonizing hell are you talking about? How are y'all going to have an event and don't charge shit, don't pay shit? What? Now, in the middle of this, he's standing up, popping a bottle of champagne. As Tisha's explaining, that's why I wanted to have this planning meeting, because you guys are bringing up suggestions and ideas that we hadn't even thought about. And next thing you know, Marcel is over here toasting to this expo. Tisha got her phone out recording her man. Just what are y'all celebrating? Kimmy in the confessional asked, what are we toasting to? I don't even know if everybody has agreed to participate in this shit. Are we just toasting to the idea? Kimmy said, I got a question, because I'm still not clear on exactly what the hell is going on. She said, are we gonna all be working together to plan this event and bring it to life? Are there gonna be multiple meetings? Are we having just this one meeting and then y'all are gonna plan it and we just show up? Like, what are y'all pitching to us? Tisha looked stunned, like she didn't understand the question, and then low-key got an attitude about, well, what would you like to do? Kimmy said, I would like to know what the original plan was. She said, I'm asking what was the original idea? What was the plan in terms of what you're asking us to do? Like, how the hell you write up a whole plan for people to volunteer their time and their talents and then got an attitude when they asking you questions about it? Kimmy said, because the way I see it, if this is y'all's event, we don't need to have 15 meetings. Marcel said, well, from this point, you can have as much or as little involvement as you like. Marcel was trying to shut the conversation down and just toast about the champagne that's getting cold. They see you mean it's getting hot, fool. Tisha said, well, I guess we do need to define roles. Marcel said, we can get to that. We can get to that another time. Kimmy said, no, because it's about more than roles. She said, I guess I have financial questions as well. Just like Mel is asking about getting reimbursed for our appearance or our time. She said, what happens if y'all do get $100,000 sponsor? Is that just Tisha and Marcel's money? Or are we going to get some of that? Are we going to get paid for our appearance because you now have this big sponsor? Now, once Kimmy made that very, very clear, Marcel had a very, very clear answer. He said, at this point, this is our event that we're asking you to participate in. And with that, he'd like to toast. You can toast in hell. And the episode comes to an end with them toasting to absolutely nothing. Next week, it looks like Stormy and Courtney are going to be confronting her staff at the warehouse. I don't know if it's the people raising hell online about the orders being delayed or what, but they look like they're going to be telling people y'all can either get it together or y'all can get out. Then we see that Kimmy and Maurice are going to be meeting with Tisha and Marcel to see if they can talk some sense into them about giving people their 2 cents. I know y'all don't think people coming up here to talk for free. And Marcel said that's exactly what he think, because he already decided he ain't paying no damn body, so... And then it looks like it's going to be a clash of the titans with Mel and Martell. Mel is having a birthday party for one of the kids. Martell showed up to the birthday party. She don't want to let him in, and he done told her call the damn law. But that's it, that's all, and I ain't got no more. Child, I got my own problems. Let me go get my damn car. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.